Welcome back to Utah Jazz News, your go-to channel for all things Jazz. Today, we're diving into the crucial leadership role that veterans like Jordan Clarkson are playing in helping develop the young core of the team. With a roster full of players 23 years or younger, the experience and mentorship from seasoned vets like Clarkson, John Collins, and Collin Sexton are more valuable than ever. As the Utah Jazz prepare for the upcoming NBA season, the team is focusing on a youth movement, but that doesn't mean the veterans are taking a back seat. On the contrary, experienced players like Jordan Clarkson know how important their leadership is in guiding the next generation of Jazz talent. Clarkson, a player who has earned respect for his consistency and professionalism, recently spoke at Media Day about his commitment to mentoring the younger players. "Every young guy looks up to us," Clarkson said. "They know who John Collins is, they know Collin Sexton, and of course they know me. At this point in our careers, we're all about giving back to the game and helping those coming behind us." Clarkson's leadership isn't just about scoring points, although he's still one of the most reliable offensive threats for the Jazz. His focus is on creating a winning culture, one that prioritizes both individual growth and team success. Clarkson's role as a mentor is pivotal for the young talent on the roster, including players like Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, and Bryce Sensabaugh. His ability to lead by example both on and off the court is helping shape the future of the Jazz. Fellow veteran Collin Sexton echoed Clarkson's sentiments, emphasizing how leadership is a daily responsibility. "Being a leader is something I carry with me every day," Sexton said. "This year, I'll be using my voice even more to help guide the younger guys." John Collins, another experienced player, spoke about the natural inclination to lead and how it feels rewarding to be part of the younger players' development. "Leading comes naturally to me," Collins said. "One day I want these young guys to look back and say, John Collins was one of my favorite vets." But don't mistake this youth movement as a sign that the Jazz are lowering expectations. Despite bringing in 3 rookies this season, the Jazz veterans believe they can still compete at a high level. Clarkson, Sexton, and Collins will still get significant minutes, and their contributions will be vital in keeping the Jazz competitive. Although the Jazz are building for the future, Jordan Clarkson and the other veterans on the team understand their dual role: mentor the next generation and still push for success now. With Clarkson's leadership, the Jazz have the perfect blend of experience and youthful potential. There's every reason to believe that this team can surprise many people this season. As Collin Sexton said, "Even though people see us as a rebuilding team, I think we can surprise a lot of people." And with the leadership of Jordan Clarkson, that's more than just talk, it's a promise. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Utah Jazz News for all the latest updates. Let us know in the comments. What do you think of Jordan Clarkson's leadership role, and how far can this Jazz team go this season? Let's go! This season promises to be great. Go Jazz! The NBA landscape is always shifting, and while this recent trade didn't directly involve the Utah Jazz, its ripple effects could be felt in Salt Lake City. The blockbuster deal saw the Minnesota Timberwolves send Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks in exchange for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. On the surface, it may seem like just another big-name trade, but for Jazz fans, there are some key takeaways and potential impacts on Utah's future. One major point of relief for Jazz fans is that the Knicks, who were rumored to be interested in Walker Kessler, are no longer in the hunt for a center. Kessler, the rising star in Utah's front court, had reportedly caught the Knicks' attention for months. Hypothetical trade scenarios floated around, but nothing materialized. Now that the Knicks have acquired Towns, their need for a player like Kessler is diminished. This is good news for the Jazz, who are unlikely to part with Kessler unless the right offer comes along. His defensive prowess and shot-blocking ability have made him a cornerstone of Utah's future plans. With New York out of the picture, it removes a potential suitor in case the Jazz ever considered putting him on the market. That means the Jazz can continue to develop their young star without worrying about external pressures from big-market teams. Beyond the Knicks, this trade reshapes Minnesota's future, which could directly affect the Jazz in terms of draft picks. Let's not forget that Utah still owns a significant portion of the Timberwolves' future picks. thanks to the Rudy Gobert trade. With Towns gone, Minnesota now faces a critical period of uncertainty. While last season was one of the best in Timberwolves history, the team is banking on Randle and DiVincenzo to help carry them forward. However, Randle's inconsistency and Towns' massive contract, which the Timberwolves offloaded, bring a lot of unknowns. Minnesota's decision to trade their franchise player for cap flexibility and a new core could either help or hinder their future success. If they struggle to replicate last season's performance, this could be excellent news for the Jazz. The less successful the Timberwolves are, the better Utah's draft picks will be in the coming years. Adding to the intrigue, veterans like Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley are not getting any younger. If Minnesota can't find success post-Towns, it could spell trouble for their long-term outlook. And that could be a win for the Jazz, who hold the Timberwolves' draft rights through several upcoming seasons. Ultimately, the Karl-Anthony Towns trade shows why the Jazz have been smart to stick to their rebuilding process. Utah has been focused on developing its young core, players like Walker Kessler, Keontae George, and Lauri Markkanen, while keeping their future draft assets intact. This patience and focus on growth could pay off big in the coming years, especially as other Western Conference teams make more desperate win-now moves. Justin Zanuck, the Jazz's GM, has made it clear that Utah is not interested in quick fixes that could leave them stuck in mediocrity. Unlike the Timberwolves, who may have mortgaged their future for short-term gains, the Jazz are building for sustainable success. This trade reinforces the importance of Utah's long-term vision, which focuses on player development, smart acquisitions, and maintaining flexibility. As we look forward to the 2024-25 season, Jazz fans can feel confident in the direction the team is headed. The Karl-Anthony Towns trade may have big implications for Minnesota and New York, but Utah remains in control of its own destiny. The Jazz have a young, talented roster, draft picks galore, and a front office committed to making the right moves for the future. If you're excited about what's ahead for the Utah Jazz, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Utah Jazz News for all the latest updates. What do you think about the Karl-Anthony Towns trade and its impact on the Jazz? Let us know in the comments. Your opinions matter, and we love hearing from passionate Jazz fans like you.